How's it going, everyone? It's Mike from PC Classic Cars, back with another virtual description. Today we are going to talk about my 1972 Chevrolet El Camino SS. This is a true SS El Camino, which is really cool. Has a strong 350 in it, cold AC, and a bunch of great documentation that goes along with the car. The backstory is I bought it from a private individual out of New York. They had it for a while. They are not the ones that built the car. They were simply enjoying it, put it up for sale. I bought it directly from them. This does come with a Protecto plate. Again, the VIN in a 72 tells you that it's a true SS. I also have a large folder of receipts and paperwork that goes along with it, as well as a dyno sheet for the motor. The driveline that's in it is a non-original 350, but it's definitely been gone through. Again, I have that dyno sheet that shows 360 horsepower and 398 foot-pounds of torque, so it runs really well. Backed by a turbo 350 3-speed automatic transmission. You have power steering, power front disc brakes, still has drums in the rear. You have aftermarket headers, dual exhaust. It's an H-pipe setup with Flowmaster mufflers and then full tailpipes. It is a really good sounding El Camino going down the road. Has a great combination of exhaust sound where it's not too terribly loud while you're driving it. Factory AC, which has been upgraded to an aftermarket style compressor. The AC blows nice and cold. You do have an aftermarket Edelbrock aluminum intake, a Holley carburetor, a full MSD ignition setup with a distributor coil and an ignition box. You do have a factory front sway bar, and then you have full aftermarket front suspension with tubular control arms as well as coilovers in the front, so you can adjust everything up front if you want. And then you do have coil-assisted rear shocks in the back. This does also have an aftermarket mini starter on it. Tons of money was put into the driveline in this thing. Runs and drives great. Love the fact that it is a true SS as well. And a great driving El Camino. Take a look at the test drive video. You'll see me personally driving the truck going down the road. We'll dive more into the mechanical stuff there, but again, an awesome driving El Camino. On my does it work section, a couple real minor things. When you push the parking brake down, it doesn't fully engage. So if you put it in drive and the parking brake's down, you're still going to move. The dash clock doesn't work, and then the washer fluid sprayers don't spray any fluids. So some simple stuff there. All of the rest of your gauges and lights, the aftermarket stereo, all that stuff is working. Take a look at my does it work section. It is posted in multiple places. If you go to the end of the photo set, there'll be a screenshot of the does it work section, or if you click on the additional informations tab on my website, pcclassiccars.com, there's going to be a bunch of photos of little imperfections as well as the screenshot again of that does it work section. The pre-inspection on this one, where I look for leaks, bushings, wear items, suspension, and steering components. Part of the reason why the car's priced where it's at and it's not a little bit more is due to the fact that it does have a little bit of seepage coming from a lot of the little gaskets, valve covers, the oil pan, the front seal, the gearbox, the power steering pump. I wouldn't classify any of this as major leaks, more of just some seepage, probably from the vehicle being done a while ago and not being regularly driven. I don't see any major puddles underneath it, just some little seepage coming from those areas. At some point, you might have to do a gasket or two, but right now, just some little notes that there are a little bit of seepage coming from some of the fluids. The suspension, all that stuff in the front looks newer. I don't know exactly, without digging through the giant folder of receipts, the date that the front suspension was done. But again, it's all tubular upper and lower control arms. The bushings in the front have been done. The coilovers look newer. The rear suspension, as far as the bushings, those are a little bit older, but the coil-assisted springs in the back are a little bit newer, probably done at the same time as the front suspension. So a couple little disclaimers there with some little seeps and weeps. But you're going to get that on a lot of old cars unless it's a brand new build. You're probably still going to get some little leaks and drips here and there. Just always try to tell my customers that you have your normal classic car drips and little seeps, and then you have problematic leaks where it's leaving large puddles under the car. Then you're going to want to go ahead and fix those areas. But right now, just some little seeps. On the exterior, this was a color change. Originally, it would have been a Gulf green. Now it's obviously red with the black top and the SS stripes. I personally like the red with the black. You do have a black spray and bed liner. The vinyl top in the very back below the back glass has a few little hard knots underneath the top. Other miscellaneous little touch-ups in the paint around the truck. Some little bubbles down low. Older truck cosmetically, so you're going to get a few things like that show through. I would prefer one that's ironed out mechanically with an older paint job than one that has a brand new paint job and you don't know if you're hiding anything underneath it. So none of the spots bother me at all. I'll have photos of all the little imperfections all the way around it in that additional informations tab posted on the website, pcclassiccars.com. On your wheels and tires, it is a 15-inch rally set with Cooper Cobra 245/60s up front and then a 275/60 in the rear. The date code on the tires is 2016 up front and 2017 in the rear. So getting a little bit up there in the age on the tires, but no dry rot, no cracking, no hard spots going down the road. So I do think there's some years left in those tires, and they have, again, plenty of tread on them. On the interior, it's a factory code 732 black interior. You have your standard split bench seat with your column shifter. You have your Kenwood AM FM US USB auxiliary stereo mounted in the glove box, but you also have a factory style stereo in the dash, so they didn't cut it up. You have a 3-gauge pod of oil, volts, and temperature gauge up underneath the dash. You have a factory tack, manual windows, and manual locks. Your factory dash clock is also another item that is not working. I forgot to put that above. So the dash clock doesn't work, but that's not a huge deal. And then back on the interior, you have your 2-speed wipers. Overall condition of the interior is in really nice shape. You have a little bit of aging on the driver's seat bottom. Sun visors are a little bit older. Probably all of this stuff was redone the same time as the exterior. So everything's a little bit older inside and outside, but still represents like a nice stock style interior. It's very comfortable going down the road. You do have a little bit of wind noise, and we'll dive into that during the test drive video, but overall interior is very, very clean. You do have kick panel speakers with 5.5-inch speakers down there in the kick panels as well. Sorry, tongue-tied there for a second. Engine bay is very clean. You do obviously have some aftermarket upgrades like the intake, the carburetor, the valve covers, the ignition system. All of that stuff has been changed out. Everything else looks good. No rust on the firewall, no rust in the inner fenders. All of those areas check out really nice. The core support, the radiator, everything is very, very clean. When you pop the hood, it all looks very sanitary and nice. So no issues in the engine bay. The underneath is very solid, very, very clean and original as far as the metal and the frame goes. I don't see any problems with rust. I don't see any problems with rust repair. Again, you have all that nice front suspension that's been completely gone through at some point. Structurally, a very, very nice car and very, very solid. Generally not a area where I buy a lot of cars up in the Northeast, just due to the fact that they salt the roads up there. I don't think this car probably lived a lot of life in New York just because of how nice it is underneath. But again, you get nice cars anywhere if they're well kept. So this one, if it was a Northeast car its whole life, it's been a well kept car, very solid underneath. Overall, fantastic El Camino. Love the huge folder of paperwork. Love that it's got a built 350. It's already got AC. Very strong running and driving truck. Suspension upgrades. A lot of money has been put in the suspension, motor, transmission, AC. All that stuff costs a lot of money to do. So it's always nice to buy one where it's done mechanically. You can hop in and drive it. Yes, you do have some of those seeps and weeps that are happening. You can address those over time, but it is a great, great El Camino. And the fact that it is a true SS with paperwork is great as well. As always, I appreciate y'all stopping in to watch another one of my virtual descriptions. Make sure you check out the test drive video along with the additional informations tab. There's going to be photos of the flaws, photos of all the paperwork, and the dyno sheet in that folder. Check that stuff out. I'll catch you guys on the next video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.